learned math in school and primarily used standard algorithms when problem solving? Raise your hand if you feel confident applying critical thinking when solving basic math problems. Many of us don't. I'm Deni McJenkins. I taught first grade for nearly 10 years, and I'm here to discuss the importance of using critical thinking when solving math, and why we should be working with our parents to develop these skills in our students. Folks, our work environment is changing, and it changes more and more every day. Advances in technology bring these changes on faster and faster, yet many of us still want to teach our students the same ways that we were taught. Does that make sense? With technology learning and taking over many of the administrative and routine tasks in our daily jobs, critical thinking and creativity are more crucial than ever for our students' future. One way that we can help prepare our students for these inevitable changes is by teaching them Common Core math. Now, when we were in school, math used to be a set of algorithms that we solved without fully understanding why. But Common Core math teaches our students to break down the numbers and know the meaning behind them. Now, when solving problems, our children will not only be able to learn an algorithm, but they will be able to understand and explain the meaning, why the algorithm works, how to visualize and break down the numbers to compute, how to use drawings or manipulatives to help visualize these numbers, and how to apply these concepts to real-world situations. These are valuable skills that will help prepare our children for tomorrow's workplaces. But many people oppose it, and this is largely due to a lack of understanding and clarity in the concepts and strategies involved. Parent feedback I have heard is that it's too long, it's too difficult, it's unnecessarily complicated. And I get it. It's very different from the way that we were taught to do math. But the problem here is that our students are not getting the opportunity to practice these concepts at home the same way that they're being taught at school. And research shows us that our students need consistent practice to build on their understanding of the concepts and increase their problem-solving skills. They are getting practice because our parents are helping our students, but they're not doing it the same way that they're taught at school. So it's not consistent practice. We need to work on a team with our parents, but how can we do this when many of them do not fully understand what they're being asked to support? For this reason, I have decided to organize an initiative that gives parents the opportunity to work with us on a team and become active participants in their child's education. But what can we do? How can we help our parents feel comfortable with this new math and work together to elevate our students? The internet is full of ideas on how to accomplish this, including parent support groups, learning from the kids, or enlisting the help of a peer. One way that we as teachers and administrators can help is by creating a math night of instruction for our parents, giving them the opportunity to receive the same instruction as their child. Leading an initiative such as this was a great learning experience for me. Now, I had initially hoped that this action plan would come easily and all my hidden natural talents and abilities and strengths would just instinctively rise to the surface. They did not. I had to work very hard at not only defining my areas of strength and pinpointing my areas of weakness, but also at staying encouraged in my leadership abilities despite those weaknesses. The biggest thing I learned about myself as a leader through this initiative is that I am not defined by these areas of weakness, and I can still be an efficient leader despite them. 21st century teachers assist in building critical thinking skills, creativity, and technical competence in students. They personalize instruction for each student, and they give various opportunities for real-world problem solving through project-based learning. Now, 21st century practitioner instructional leaders are empowering, inspiring, and capable. One important trait of a good leader is empathy. And the success of this initiative relies heavily on empathy. Peter Northouse tells us that leaders should understand the feelings of others as if those feelings were their own. And in our communication for this initiative, it is important that everyone feels understood and respected. Now, both 21st century teachers and 21st century leaders are interested in preparing students for the future rather than the present. And that is the point of this initiative. In planning and implementing this initiative, I wanted to inspire our teachers and parents to create change. Because of this, I knew I wanted to be a transformational leader. Transformational leaders inspire others with feelings of trust, respect, encouragement, and empowerment. Now, while trust, respect, and encouragement were natural areas of strength for me, I learned in the end that I needed to work more on empowering team members. Transformational leaders also utilize the strengths of those around them, plan strategically, and execute with confidence. They develop a growth mindset and learn from their mistakes. And they continually work to strengthen their areas of weakness, which I have had an opportunity to do throughout this initiative. The target goal of this initiative is to educate our parents and provide them with the tools they need so that they can work as a team to support their children and their education. Let's build a community together that supports, encourages, and fosters critical thinking in our children so that they can be fully prepared to work in a 21st century environment. Let's help our children not only survive this environment, but thrive in it. And rather than experience feelings of frustration at the parents' frustration, let's work together to help them. As a 21st century practitioner instructional leader, I will do two things in this initiative. I will put together a cohesive team of teachers and PTA members with the common goal of helping our parents so that they can build a community of support for our children in their Common Core math education. And I will develop a strategic plan to ensure maximum efficiency in teacher training, curriculum development, resource allocation, and communication for successful implementation of our quarterly math night. And now at the math night, once parents have attended a presentation that's whole school discussing the data and the benefits of Common Core math, they will split off into teachers' classrooms for the lesson. Here, they will participate in a math block modeled after their child's daily math lessons. They will be allowed to experience a Common Core math lesson of the teacher's choosing based on the grading data and parent feedback. Once in the classroom, they will begin the whole group math lesson with the teachers, and there they should be exactly as it is for their child. So if the teacher sings a song to introduce a math block, sing the song with them. If the teacher does a chant for a certain concept, do the chant with the parents. If the students learn whole group sitting on the carpet, then bring the parents to the carpet. Maybe provide a chair or two. Use all of the tools that are used for whole group instruction, including technology, whiteboards, videos, etc., etc. Then once the lesson has been taught, send them off to math stations. This is critical. Math stations are vital to Common Core math as it gives our students opportunities to see these concepts in action, to touch things, to draw things, and to figure things out for themselves. This is a crucial component to critical thinking. Math centers are where our parents will see how our students learn how to use manipulatives, drawings, and games to solve real-world problems. Teach the parents how to use the manipulatives and drawings to problem solve so that they can help their students at home. We want our kids to use their resources. We're always saying this in the classroom. And this was not always allowed when we were taught math, but it is allowed in Common Core math. If parents don't have these resources, point them in the right direction. Maybe they cannot afford manipulatives or math games, but we can show them how to print these out for their children and how to use, say, Cheerios, cotton balls, goldfish, Legos, Play-Doh, card decks as manipulatives, as games at home to support their child in math. Let's help our parents. Before leaving, each parent will complete a math assignment to apply the concepts that they've learned. So they will be allowed ample time to ask any questions they may have. The goal is for parents to leave these events with a new sense of clarity, confidence, and perhaps even inspiration in how they may best support their scholar at home. So the timeline of this initiative will look like this. By month 1, we will have used data research and informal conversations to put together a dependable team of teachers and PTA members. We will have created a team member training plan that will run cyclically each quarter. By month 2, we will begin organizing our plan. Using classroom data, we will design a curriculum for each room based on the specific needs in each class. Our PTA will announce the plans and send out an invite for the math night. We will ensure that classrooms are prepped with the necessary resources and manipulatives needed for instruction. By month 3, we will have created the math night game plan, a living document that will contain the team's repeatable process for setting up and executing the math night instruction for parents. The first quarterly math night will take place in this month. By month 4, staff and parents will debrief and discuss what worked well and any changes to be made. An after action report will be made, and then the cycle will repeat. Upon reflection, leading this initiative has given me a great opportunity for growth. As a 21st century practitioner instructional leader, I have experienced growth in the areas of conscientiousness, sociability, and team assembly, not just team building. For me, leadership is a person who assembles a team of people with one common goal and utilizes their strengths and mitigates weaknesses so that they work cohesively together to achieve this goal. Now, there were some challenges in this initiative. It really brought to light the areas where I can excel and the areas where I am weak. I realized I was not contemplating the steps to put together a team. Personally, asking others for help and delegating to others has always been an area where I struggle, as I have always seen it as more of a weakness and not for the strength that it is. But this initiative forced me to make a conscious effort to grow in these areas and to learn to empower others to use their strengths. However, there was some moments for real-world growth for me while running this initiative and being confronted with my gaps in the area of team assembly. I ran into a moment of real-world application and growth when I unwittingly enlisted the help of my husband, who has experience in these areas. As he worked with me to put together a team and create a strategic plan for their training, I realized that I had managed to do exactly what I had struggled with all along. I had put together a team of people, and I was able to use everyone's strengths and highlight these diverse strengths to reach a common goal. In addition, to make my ed talk, my father-in-law is great at video editing. And in conversation, again, I simply mentioned it, and he was eager to share his expertise and his experience. So now I find myself with another great team member, and we can use his strengths to build our goal and make it even better. For me, that was the best real-world application that I could have asked for from this course. Leading this initiative has helped me feel more assertive and capable of being a leader. Rather than the initial anxiety that I may have felt at the prospect of leading an initiative like this due to a lack of experience, I know now that I would feel more confident and excited to apply all that I've learned through this experience. So when given the opportunity to lead again in the future, one of the first things I will do is put together an efficient team that is diverse in their strengths and weaknesses so that we can work cohesively together to achieve our goals. One of the biggest things that I have learned from my action plan is that assembling a team of people is not simply asking for help, as much as it is giving people an opportunity and empowering them. So many times, people are excited to share their expertise and their strengths. And as a leader, it is my job to give them this opportunity to do so. So in closing, Common Core is proven to be one of the most effective ways to increase 21st century skills such as critical thinking and creativity. Our students are taking on a new and innovative way of thinking, and they need all the support that they can get. But the sad fact is, many parents are struggling to offer this support because they are feeling confused by a lot of the concepts and strategies for teaching this new way of thinking. So I invite you, let's work as a team with our parents and build a community of support for these students so we can prepare them for the workplaces of the future. Thank you for listening.